Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Bureau. It's been a while. We're trying to get more frequent with our uploads, but I'm your host, Aaron Rohde, and I'm joined today
Landen Gideon.
by Landen Gideon.
How you doing, Aaron?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Doing mighty fine.
And today we have some very special guests on the scene. We have a lot of things wrapping up right now for sports. We got the end of the wrestling season coming up, boys basketball, and then save the best for last. Girls basketball is coming to an end. Hopefully not anytime soon. But anyways, we have Zoey, May, and Callie Tasker joining us. How are you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Zoey?
Very good.
So you guys have a playoff game on Saturday, right?
Yep.
It's your first playoff game. I say hopefully not soon because it's win or go home for those of you who don't know at this point. You win or you go home and you don't play basketball. So Zoey and Callie are two seniors on the team. Gabe Groves is another senior. But she came late to the game. She started basketball last year, right?
Yep.
So, yeah, how are you guys feeling about the playoff game? Zoey, you go first.
Waynedale's a pretty good team, so we have to do a lot of preparation, but we're just going to go out and give it the best we got.
Yeah, Waynedale. Have you guys played Waynedale before?
3 years ago, they were a regional game.
Mm-hmm.
Never even heard of that school.
Waynedale. Yeah, I'm not sure. Didn't they beat us, right? A couple years ago?
Yep.
That's who we lost to in the regional finals. So yeah, I guess that's another question that I have. But first, Callie, how are you feeling about it?
I'm nervous. It's got to give it everything we got, though, or we go home. And I know we're the underdogs, but...
Hey, underdog mentality means you have nothing to lose.
Exactly. And
because
most teams in the MVAC played last night, and a lot of them lost, so we're still playing. So
love it. But yeah, underdog mentality. If you lose, no one will be upset. But if you win, that's for all the marbles right there.
Upset of the year.
How is it different than past years? Obviously, over the past couple of years, we've had some really good teams. Last year, we went to regionals, lost in regionals.
Mm-hmm.
The year before, same thing. So how is it with those good teams coming on the coattails of those good teams?
It's rough. You just have a lot to. When you've had so much success in the past years, that almost becomes like expected of you, and then obviously we lose a lot every year. So it's just been kind of rough to try and fill in those shoes.
Yeah, that's another thing is normally you guys have a bigger senior class. Like last year, you pretty much graduated the whole starting five.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Laura, Nora, Madeline Shirky, Maggie.
Yeah.
Who else graduated? Is that it?
That's
those four?
It, yeah,
But, they all made starts over the season. So, Zoey, what's it like being the seniors on the team this year?
We definitely have to take a different approach to it because we're very short and we're all coming up. None of us have started. Half our team didn't even play varsity last year, so it's difficult, but we're doing the best we can.
Yeah, you guys have always had pretty good leadership. The senior class is historically, like I said, they're always starters, so they're always good. You guys, nobody really knew what to expect coming into the season. But as seniors, I think you guys have proven your leadership. Tell us about the leadership roles that you have on the team.
So, personally, I just try to stay as positive as possible. I'm not always the best at that, but throughout the season, I've just been trying, even though we've been losing and it hasn't been as successful as we wanted, I think just trying to stay positive and have fun as much as we can.
Mm-hmm.
Even though this is my last year, I know they're all young, they're all sophomores, so even just helping them understand the game and learn the plays and stuff, as long as I can do that and try to be, the best role model I can so they can have more success in future years, that's all I want to do.
Mm-hmm. Off of that, how do you guys feel about the young talent on the squad? You guys, obviously you have Mandy Cardinal coming up, your little sister, Kaylin Tasker.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of hope. Riley Grace just scored 23 the other night, I saw.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about the young people on the squad?
It makes me excited. With Kaylin on the team, I'll obviously be back to watch next year. And seeing the little things we've shown through this year, I'm excited to see what they can actually do in the next coming years. And looking at, the other teams in the league, I think they'll really be able to compete.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot of potential there. They're young, but I think once they really get the hang of things and play together, and once Mandy's back from her injury, I think they can actually do some damage next year.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, they were a really good middle school team, Mandy's class, right? They won that the
Yeah.
PTC, I guess it was at that time, maybe, or was it MVAC? I don't know.
I think it was MVAC their 8th grade year.
But they didn't lose a game, right?
I think they only lost one.
They lost one game, so obviously they show some promise for the upcoming years.
Seems to be a reoccurring thing with a bunch of sports and other activities this year where there's a lot of like underclassmen that are on all the teams.
Yeah,
Which, I mean, that's kind of a good thing.
right.
So you'll have a lot of people coming up.
Yeah.
But-
Like you guys, or like Callie said, you guys didn't like play a whole lot last year because it was a star-studded roster. Zoe, you got some good minutes last year, but how is it different coming in and just being expected to play almost the whole game?
It was definitely, I mean, I expected it, but I don't think I was prepared for it as I thought I was. My role definitely has shifted a little, especially with Mandy out. I'm expected to score a little bit more, but I mean, other than that, it's still basketball, and I'm still just playing the best I can.
It's true. Yeah, the best you can is a good point. Because lately, your first game of the season was what, a close loss to Crestwood, right?
Yeah, in overtime.
And then you had a rough game stretch, but I think lately you guys have definitely been more competitive. Like when you come to watch the games, you're competitive, you're in it. Senior night, you had a big night, Zoe.
Yeah,
How was it?
it was exciting.
Was that a career high?
Yes.
What was it, 16?
Yep.
Impressive.
Thanks.
You're welcome. But yeah, senior night was competitive all the way down until the last minute. Thought you guys were gonna mount the comeback.
I wish.
Narrow loss though. But I mean, how is it when Mandy goes out? Mandy's like a main scorer on your team, so obviously you said your role had shifted a little bit. It kind of proves that you guys can fight, and it's like, you know, a big testament to Coach Gobert's coaching. But how is it different without Mandy, like having to rely on you guys to score? You kind of talked about it a little bit, but
I mean, even with Mandy out, like, obviously she's a huge player on our team, but when we went back and played Liberty the second time, we lost by less than we did the first time. Like, we're still a team without Mandy, and she's so huge to us, but I think without her, we all have realized that we need to step up a little bit and do our own things, and it's given, it's given everyone time to shine a little bit. Like, Riley with the 23 points, like, that was her time.
yeah, I was going to say, like, when you have someone handling the ball, you're not going to see as many people taking shots or trying to score the ball. So it kind of gives other people room to grow almost when somebody goes out like that. But like you said, I think people kind of expected the team to almost crumble like when Mandy comes out. But you guys have looked just as good when you come to watch. The energy's good. You guys are, like, running the plays and stuff. And like you said, you lost to Liberty by less than you did with Mandy. So It's impressive that you guys stuck together through a big injury like that. But moving on, reflect on the last couple years of basketball. What has it meant to both of you guys, and what's it like to know that your season's dwindling down? I know you got a big game to focus on, but, you know, all good things come to an end. What's it like, Zoe?
Well, I've been playing for a long time, so has Callie, but just, like, to think that the next loss is my last game playing, it's puts a lot of pressure on, but then at the same time, it's the nothing to lose mentality. So I'm like, why not just give it everything I have and go out and have fun for the last couple days?
Yeah. Callie?
I mean, yeah, like, tonight could be our last practice if we do lose tomorrow. So just thinking about all the time I've put into basketball all these years, like, how it could just come to an end on a random Saturday in February. Like, it's weird to think about. And I don't know, I'm thinking about how I have to go to the gym after.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a different life. For me, like, even with soccer, I only played for 3 years. I played a little bit when I was younger, but I only played for 3 years. And I was so sad to see it go, like, my senior year. So I can't even imagine you guys who have been playing probably, close to 10 years of basketball?
Yeah, yep, around there.
For, like, 6 months out of the year. And, I mean, you think about it all the time. It's like...
Basketball is the longest season of the year. Like, we're in it from October to February, even March in some years. So it takes up a long time. And
yeah.
It's a lot.
Usually it's like, oh, well, summer league's coming up, and
Right.
it's not like that anymore. It's like, what am I going to do all summer?
It is weird not knowing, like, as seniors just going through everything. Like, when you're finished with something that really was your last time. Like, it started with band for us, you and me, Landen, in the fall. It's like our last game. You don't look forward to, or not look forward to, but you're not looking ahead to think about next year's band camp or, like, next year's summer league, like you said. So it's just weird. But do you guys plan on playing any basketball, like intramurals in college and stuff like that?
I mean, I haven't really thought about it, if I'm being honest, but I'd love to pick something like that up and just keep going.
Yeah, I mean, if I could find the time for it, I think it'd be fun just to continue playing because I always love the game.
It's true. A lot of people come back and coach. So, not you.
She doesn't look like she wants to.
No, I think it's but it's exciting. You guys are being a part of hopefully like this growing squad. You guys have been good for a few years, and this year, I mean, it's easy to look both basketball teams, the boys and girls, like look at the records and like discount them, but all the years are important years. And especially this year when you're struggling in games, it's like a big factor to see the people grow like through their struggles. Like the people who have been good, the classes that have graduated from here, where they're good from elementary school to middle school to high school, they don't have those seasons where they're bad and they can grow from that. So that's, I feel like, what sets you guys apart. You have those seasons of hardship that I think.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things I've loved about this year. Like, I was watching film the other day, watching one of our first games, and I was like, it's crazy how far we've come, and I think that's an accomplishment in itself. Like, you can look at our record, but, I mean, just looking at how far we've grown, I think that means more to me than anything else this season.
I agree.
Boy coach said it was going to be a growth year or whatnot, but I really think it was. And we've had fun throughout it, even though the outcomes haven't exactly been what we'd hoped for.
Yeah, that's what's important. I mean, if you look at the boys basketball team, you know, they have some select opinions on basketball. You know, so like a bad year for them almost, you know, ruins it, but it's good to see the positive of it.
Right.
As long as you're having fun, that's what's important. Especially when, like, if you go into the season not expecting a deep playoff run or a state run, which is never common around here. So it's like, you know, what do you have to lose?
Right. You just have to, like, go into it looking like when we play teams like Crestview, we just focus on one thing we can improve for that game and not really worry about what the outcome is going to be. I mean, we know what it is, but, I mean, if we can improve one thing that game, that's an accomplishment.
Yeah. And I guess another question I have is, how do you feel that the team has progressed towards the beginning of the season? On paper and just, you know, in work ethic, whatever.
I mean, like, watching us progress, like, it's one of the best feelings, like, knowing what we started out as and actually seeing, like, the work we put in practice. Like, it doesn't always show in games, but seeing what that work actually can lead to. Like, when we played Bristol, you could see our plays, we ran them right. Like, you could see a lot of the drills we've done. Like, that's a great feeling, seeing that pay off.
You can see in the first couple games we struggle to move the ball and we struggle to execute things, but I mean even against Crestview our second time, it was still better than the first time. So I mean,
Right.
And afterwards in that locker room, Boygood said, "Well, you fought, and that's all we can ask for." And I genuinely think we played better against them the second time than the first.
Yeah, and that's what matters. It's not always about like the wins and the losses. You can, I mean, even if you go out and you win 5 minutes of a basketball game, like you play 5 minutes where you outscore the other team and it's a good 5 minutes. You end up losing by 20, it doesn't matter because you had those 5 minutes where you showed how hard you worked and what the improvement has showed, I guess.
That's right. Like, boy coach, when we go out there, he says, make them call a first timeout, make them nervous, and then that's a win for us
Yeah.
for some games. Like, making them call that timeout, that, like, is all we need.
Yeah, like you were saying, to focus on one thing. If you do that good, it's like, what can you really be upset about
Exactly.
if the end result isn't exactly what you want?
Yeah.
You got to take small steps to get to a big goal.
Uh-huh. And I would love to see them hit that big goal in a couple years. I think it'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, next year, do you have any juniors on the team? You do.
Colby and Juliana.
So they'll kind of like the position you guys will in, they'll be expected to take on a bigger role.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what they do. I told Juliana, I said, next year, like, you got to go. Like, this is your time.
Yeah.
Same thing with Colby. And, like, you can see glimpses of what they can do this year, but I feel like next year when they get that more playing time, it'll be fun to see them really, like, go to their full potential.
For sure. What's it been like playing for the same coach for 4 years? Because I know a lot of schools aren't as fortunate. Like, they go through coaches, you know, it's a new thing. But what's it like having Coach Gilbert every year?
I feel like it's definitely given us an opportunity to grow more just because, like, he knows the way we play. He knows how to motivate us and do things like that. So I think having him through all 4 years, the good and the bad, really made it easier for us to grow as a team collectively, coaches and players.
Yeah, no, definitely. When you get a new coach, I mean, you're not only learning, like, the new coach's preference, but the coach is learning you. So it's like it takes months just to get adjusted to that. But you guys don't have to worry about that. You can kind of pick up where you started from last season, not have to worry about the new, like, play calling, you know, animosity in the locker room. It's good stuff.
Yeah, we were in the same place. We have all of high school, and then
Mhm.
I even have him with soccer too. So like, I really get to like not understand him more, but I know when he needs more out of me, or he doesn't even have to say it. Like, he can give me a look, and I just know what he wants out of me. So
So, aside from basketball, what's after basketball for you guys? What are your spring plans looking like?
Track,
Track?
unfortunately.
Yeah. Running distance again this year?
Something like that. We'll
Something
see
like
what I
that.
can end up doing. Probably
Hey.
going to try to throw a little, but
Yeah?
yeah.
We got that new track out back. G-Men track team's taking off this year.
Yep.
Got a bunch of new people coming, too. I think it's going to be a good year for track.
It
Hopefully.
always seems like track is the busiest sport. It's like anytime I have friends in track, anytime I ever ask them to do something, like, I got track. They're never available.
I mean, it's true. What, 2 track meets a week, practice every day. So it's like, yeah, going basketball straight into track that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to take a week off
Yeah,
in between just to reset a little bit.
yeah. Because I mean, track's probably just as demanding as basketball is. Like on a time standpoint, you put so much time into both of them. Basketball games twice a week. It doesn't change for track. That's a big undertaking. Really have no time off. Callie, what are you up to in the spring?
Not track. Probably just working when the marina opens up, and then focusing on school until then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's coming to a close though. Our schooling venture.
Yeah.
Landon, what about you? Have you talked about your plans on the podcast yet?
For the spring?
Yeah.
After musical's over, I'll start working with my grandpa again, doing some landscaping. So stay busy.
Nice.
Yeah. I like working with my grandpa because we're always out. We're always outdoors, and usually when we're working, it's just the two of us. No one's really
Aw.
bothering us ever. So it's just nice,
Good bonding opportunity.
calming. Yeah, good times.
Then lead us into our summer plans.
Summer plans: Thrill-the-Ville tour of the United States. So, yeah, I don't know what's really going to happen. We're gonna have a lot of grad parties to go to.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
there'll be a lot of them.
So hopefully, just live it up as much as we can before college.
Yeah, you guys have your grad parties buckled down yet?
June 22nd.
June
Anyone wants
29th.
to come.
Every open house at Callie Taskers. Yeah. What about you, Zoe?
June 29th.
Look at that. Got the calendar filling up. Do you guys know what's going on for college yet?
Do you want to go?
Sure. Like 95% sure I'm going to Northern Kentucky. I'm going on one last visit in a couple weeks, and if I absolutely hate it, then I won't go. But if I like it, then that's where I'm going to end up.
Nice.
Probably majoring in exercise science and something like that.
Sweet. It's good stuff.
I'm debating between Ohio State and Youngstown State. Plan to major in education with a minor in something business related. So just got to make a few final decisions. See where I end up.
Nice. Got some geniuses on the podcast here this week. Lennon, what are you doing?
I'm planning to go to Ohio State for music education. Yeah.
All right. We got people with
Gotta stay
goals in
busy.
this room.
Yeah. What about you, Aaron?
I plan on attending Kent State University in the fall. Go Flashes. Rah! No, but I do. I plan on going to Kent State, majoring in pre-med psychology, and hopefully a minor in something musical.
Yeah.
You know, just to keep things light.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's
Keep
always
things
always nice to have a little music in your life.
Got to do what you love, and love what you do. You know.
Ooh.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's a testament to we're talking about like the basketball season. We're so immersed in basketball, like I was with soccer, but then we always have to look ahead. We have a lot of responsibilities as seniors, like getting the college application process going, saving money, all that stuff. So it just goes to show that life goes on.
It's
So
a stressful process.
stressful
It's
process.
a lot.
It is a lot. I don't know why the college application process is so hard.
Well, even like I've been filling out scholarship applications, and it's just a lot. It seems like there's so many questions that these application forms
And the
ask you.
essays.
It's like it's like they ask you so many questions you feel are just kind of a little unnecessary. So it's gotten to a point where I've had Mr. Livingston give me a letter of recommendation that I can just reuse it in my transcript, so I don't have to keep asking them for it.
There you go.
Because I always wait till the last minute to fill out these applications, and then I'm like, can you give me this? And it's like the day before it's due or the day it's due.
Yeah.
So
Have you guys got senioritis yet?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
definitely.
We got a math test today, and I'm just it's really adding on to it.
I bet it's gonna hit like a truck after basketball season too.
Yeah.
Especially when
it's
you don't have
just
something.
school.
Yeah, you don't have something to get up and do every day, I guess.
Yeah. Math class, middle of the day. That's it.
I was just talking about this. It's like I'm always so busy. I look forward to when I'm not busy so I can relax. But then when I'm not busy, I'm bored out of my mind. Like last weekend, I didn't really have anything to do, and I was just sitting in my house like all weekend. Didn't really do much, and I was like,
Twiddling your thumbs.
Filling out scholarships.
Yeah.
yeah.
Sounds like a
it's-
dream.
It was. I just was trying to find something to do.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us,
Yeah, thanks for
Thanks for
having us.
having us.
Zoe and Callie. Come out. It's in Waynedale, right?
Waynedale.
Yep.
Saturday. That's probably
1
that's a
o'clock.
haul. How far of a drive is it? Do you know?
Hour and a half. So we'll see
Yeah,
you all
it's
there.
long.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long bus ride.
Yeah.
Well, Waynedale on Saturday. Got boys basketball tonight. Sometime next week. Basketball season Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Basketball season's coming to a close. Best of luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hope to see a W. Upset.
Yeah.
Who
We got
knows?
it.
Let's hope.
There's been a bunch of upsets in college basketball lately. So, who
Well,
says we can't follow
basically-
suit?
Basically, we're winning.
Yeah, who said we can't follow suit? But thanks for tuning in for another episode of Beyond the Bureau. I'm Aaron,
Landon.
and thanks again to the G-Men Lady Basketball. And we'll catch you next time. Have a great weekend, week, day, night, whenever you're listening to this. And we'll catch you in the next one. Go G-Men.